saw him about 5 seconds. I said, I don't know what he's going to cost, but he's coming home.
We give $900,000 for a yearling one time, and he does everything right. Breezes 10 flat, and guess what? Mesenteric artery bursts, and he dies at the 7/8 pole.
Do you ever decide that you're going to buy that horse and you don't care what the price is?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I think you guys are the best.
On that.
But way on another level.
Welcome back to Leading the Way with HartleyDerenzo, Randy and I, Chris Bacarri, Jeff Weiss, who's an owner of racehorses, Rosedown Stable, and a good friend at the same time. We had a couple things we just wanted to chat about, so let's think. Now, Chris, you know, we know what you go through because you're a pinhooker, just like we are.
Yeah, let's take your hat off and let's see how much hair you got left.
Not ain't much left. About gone.
So we got a couple of things we just wanted to see. Let's see what everybody thinks of what it feels like when the risk is out when you're pinhooking. When you're looking at a baby, because I know that you buy weanlings to sell as yearlings, and you buy mares to hopefully get good foals to resell and to make a living and keep your farm going. When you're really putting the risk out there, does all the other risks involved go through your mind? Or do you just say, I want that horse?
I'd say it's one deal at a time.
One deal at a time. Oh, that's a good name for a horse, too. One deal at a time. Jeff, you got to remember that.
I got to remember that. That's done.
One deal at a time. So there you are at the sale buying horses and buying weanlings. Let's just say we're at the weanling sale in November. And you come across one and you say, okay, I'm going to get this one bought. Do you go over what you think you want to spend?
Like I said, it's
Or you
one
stay
deal at a
strict?
time, but there was a particular colt by Uncle Mo I saw about almost 2 years ago now, and I saw him about 5 seconds. I said, I don't know what he's going to cost, but he's coming home.
I think I remember saying the same thing. Because
Same
we weren't
horse,
buying
yeah.
them from you.
Right.
On that.
So yes, there are certain deals that you come across that you know in your gut that we have to try to find a way to get that accomplished.
Well,
If we have to reach, we have to reach.
Yeah, it's been pretty obvious that you have because, you know, you sell high-end horses and horses that look the part, that's for sure, all over the place and, you know, off to being successful horses and in their own rights all throughout the nation, really. Well, actually,
The world.
throughout the world
Yeah.
in other countries.
Ronaldo
too.
the Wizard.
Yeah. We all remember him. We all have very strong contact with Ronaldo the Wizard. He's the leading money earner of Spike Town.
For a long time, I think.
Phenomenal horse.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he won his last race at 13 years old.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
No,
kidding.
he ran till I think he was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
He ran for a long
The
time.
Bacarri graduate, HartleyDerenzo graduate there. So we just tell me about some of your real good success stories, and then I want to hear the failures.
The failure.
When the plane goes down.
Unfortunately, there's some of those.
Yeah, more of
That's
those
just-
than
That's the
success.
nature of the business. Even in Jeff's business, there's the nature of the business too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
There's successes and there's failures. It's just part of it.
Comes with the territory.
So let's hear some of yours.
So I say probably the highest one we've ever done is a mare called They Call Me Lady Luck,
Oh, yeah.
and we sold almost $9 million out of her.
That's amazing.
So
That's called blessed. That's not luck.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That's a
and
success
and I
story.
purchased her for $60,000.
Really.
That's even makes it better.
Is she for sale?
Can we give you 65? Yeah.
But no, that would definitely be.
Sold.
Jeff, you can say 70 if you like. We
okay,
can keep this thing going.
I did. Oh, it's not at all.
But that would definitely be the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know, that would definitely be the biggest.
Then I'm sure you had some that you bought a lot, paid a lot for, and you thought this horse is going to ring a bell. It's going to grow the right way. It's going to do everything right. And then, what? Economy comes, or
You know, in some situations, it's where we just got unlucky, where we gave a lot of money for them as foals, and things didn't go right for them at the sale, or unfortunately, they were in the wrong book.
vet
that can happen.
things happens.
Yep. And,
Developmental problems.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one particular colt did. I think I gave $1,050,000 for him, and unfortunately, he decided he wasn't going to train.
Right.
You know,
So, but you know what the best part of the whole thing is? Look at you, you're still doing it. You just
No,
keep
you're
going.
right.
It's like that's what a good racehorse does.
You're still standing. Well, sitting. But you're still in it. You're still in the game.
Well, he's
No,
sitting
I-
now because he's had a few
Yeah,
drinks. I
yeah.
see that HartleyDerenzo napkin you got wrapped
Yeah.
around there.
I would say that would be the biggest hit I've had so far.
Yeah.
Going the other way.
You know, we had some similar to that. We give $900,000 for a yearling one time to go to the two-year
Here in
sale.
Saratoga.
Bought him right here in Saratoga. Well, Randy did anyway. I wasn't there.
I had free reign.
Well, that's because he never tells me. But anyway, we take this horse, Jeff, to the two-year-old sale. $900,000 yearling. And he does everything right. Breezes 10 flat. And guess what? Mesenteric artery bursts and he dies at the 7/8 pole, pulling up.
Yep.
What happened?
He had an artery.
Artery
Oh my God.
Yep.
Artery
Never
burst.
made it off the track.
died right there. So that's probably our biggest low.
Our biggest
was
low.
like that. So uncontrollable situations, something we had no way to control that or to make
No.
that even
Right.
better. They had no idea, there was a weakness to an artery in the horse's body. You can't scan every single artery in their body. So it was, that was probably our low. So pretty similar numbers.
Yes,
like that.
exactly. They don't feel good either.
No, they don't
They
feel
leave a
good.
mark.
Yeah.
But look, we're all back doing it again. Why? Because we have a passion.
That's right.
We love it.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's
You
right.
know, and when you have a passion for things usually go the right direction overall. You know what I forgot to ask? We had Barbara and Francis Van Landingdock here from Summerfield Sales a little bit ago on the podcast, and I forgot to talk to them about ethical considerations in pinhooking. What would you consider being unethical? You've been bidding on horses for a lot of years now. What is unethical to you?
I think when you know a horse has a something that could be camouflaged or hidden,
Oh, yeah.
and
And they present it in a different way.
yes,
Very unethical.
yes,
Very unethical. Yeah.
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 It's different when you out horse trade. You tell something like that, but it's totally different if you know there's something out there.
Yeah.
It's not straightforward that you might not ask the correct question, and sometimes when you're horse trading, you have to ask your fellow person you're buying the horse from, have I asked you all the right questions?
Right. That's good. Well, something I always think of it because, Randy and I do pretty much what you do. We pre-vet everything. We do all our homework, due diligence before we go into the ring to try to buy a horse. And then we look at somebody who doesn't do any of that work and then sees us bid, and they jump in bidding because they know the horse must have vetted good if we're bidding on it.
Right.
And I felt like that's really unethical too. So you try to get around the wall and hide to try to bid, but you hate to do that because, this is, you're busy, it's a business, and you're just trying to get your horses bought on that. So that's
Right.
one unethical thing I think of. So, Jeff, you're a buyer of a lot of racehorses over the years, and I've seen you walk in the sale and not want to buy a horse and walk out with 3.
Not me.
How do you do it? Is it gut feeling?
Well, I hate to admit it, but I think it is. Do you remember that horse I bought? I just walked in the auction, saw him, and I said to you, I just saw a horse. I'm gonna buy him.
Yeah.
And you guys looked at me.
Like,
yeah,
are you real? Are
I
you
did.
for real?
Yeah, and you know his name, Hip Shooter.
Yeah, that's right, Hip Shooter. That was it. Yeah, I remember that now. Hip Shooter. That was very good.
Yeah,
on that.
And he was a great horse, the Violets, and everything you guys are talking about happened to me.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a horse racing, and then in the middle of racing, he decided he doesn't want to race anymore. He didn't want to work out. I had one that went to the Breeders' Cup, and then he said, "No, I don't want to run anymore." He quit right in the middle of the Breeders' Cup.
So you're not ready to retire yet.
No, and then he didn't want to work out.
Yeah.
No matter what the jockey did to him, he just wouldn't do anymore.
Well, we haven't had that yet because I guess we sell them before they get to that point, and so and I know, Chris, you have sold 2-year-olds also. Well, not you in particular, but you have
You
owned,
sold them for me too.
right? Yeah, owned yearling to 2-year-old market, or even weanling to 2-year-old market, and done very well there. Top sales there. What's it feel like? What does that success feel like to you when you pay X and it brings sale topper $1,200,000, $1,300,000, $1,500,000?
the best.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like there was a foal that I bought as I think I gave $600 for her as a foal, and unfortunately she might have been in the wrong spot at Kingland and it wasn't going right, so I had to scratch her. And my good buddies I'm talking to right now helped me out, and she really came together and she worked lights out at Kingland and she brought $1.3 million.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to be patient, and sometimes you have a bad day and you think it's the end of the world, but it might be a big blessing. You just have to sit back and
That's
gotta
Randy's
keep moving
forte.
forward.
Being patient.
yeah.
Because when you think these aren't going to be ready, and he goes, don't worry. They're going to be ready. Don't worry. And all of a sudden, they're ready.
Yeah.
And I think, geez, how'd you know that?
No, I've learned that from you guys. I mean, when I watch your horses train and there's no stopwatch or nothing, you're just watching the visual of it, and you say, I don't need a stopwatch.
Yeah.
Because you've always said to me, they're going to show up on that day, they're going to show it up, or they're not going to show it up. But I've watched you guys for many years, and there's no watch.
No.
It's all visual.
We don't even own a stopwatch,
It's all
but
visual.
know which ones can run.
Wow.
Jeff has one now. He has one
Yeah.
now. The Nyquist colt. What's his name?
Fast stride.
Fast Stride.
Really?
Yeah.
Can he run?
Well, we'll find out. He's supposed to breeze the first time today, but it rained.
Oh, yeah.
But last week I had Champion's Dream, which you
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
He breezed #1 here at Saratoga at a 63 horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm really happy
Yeah.
with him.
Oh,
coming
he's
along.
a good colt with a good personality too.
Yeah,
Say
Yeah.
Justify is just becoming. I think he's one of my favorite stallions going right now.
me too.
I would try to buy every Justify I could get my hands on. I love them. They're very smart, very willing horses.
Oh, that's great.
I love them.
Well, I think you two guys are the best in the entire business. Picking horses, knowing horses, and making it happen.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Hope you're not just saying that because you're sitting on that hot seat there.
I think Jeff would pretty
I'm
much
not-
say it like it is.
Yeah, he does say it like
I
it is.
do. I am. I don't care if I'm on camera.
Well,
or not.
we work super hard at it, and we're passionate about it, and we think about it when we go to sleep at night, and we think about it when we wake up in the morning, and it doesn't matter if it's your horse, Chris's horse, or our horse. We treat them exactly the way they need to be. The best horse is the
Yeah.
best horse no matter what.
And what I like is you tell it like it is.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that
Well.
because that's not what most people are doing.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. That'd probably be the unethical part of
Yeah.
that too.
Right,
Is that
for
not
sure.
just telling it where it's at on that. Let me ask Chris, what grabs you the most when you buying a horse that you think that this horse is gonna be the one, the successful one? What is it that you zone in on? Tell the people what you wanna.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Well, you don't
when
want to tell
you're
your secrets.
Well, yeah, but sometimes when you're evaluating horses, you have to evaluate the pedigree. The physical part is very important, but when you look at the page, that tells you if the physical goes with it. And if there's some particular sires that we all love, but they struggle having a big sale horse. And
Right.
Sometimes when you find that one that is a sale horse with the pedigree to go with it,
Yeah.
that's when your gut says
It's got to match.
Let's giddy up.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the one we're going to
It's
go
gotta
get.
match.
You know.
So you're telling me that the pedigree is what is going to tell you that this horse is going to be successful, or is it the physical?
No, it's
first?
the fit. What I meant is the physical is the most important part.
Right.
Okay, physical number
Pedigree
one.
is going to tell you what you're going to have to reach for.
Right.
And
What you're
there's
going to have to
certain
give for.
sires, like I said, that we have, they struggle getting good sale horses.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't run,
Yeah.
but the ones that
Yeah.
we're looking for,
Yeah.
they're hard to come by. On some of our better sires, they struggle getting those really good physicals. So when you find it, it's like, there
Costs
it
a
is,
lot of
guys.
money, yeah.
So here we are at Saratoga, at the spa. We got the greatest racing in the East Coast, the greatest race horses in the East Coast at the racetrack, and we have probably the greatest yearlings
All
on
in
the
one
East
spot.
Coast, all in one spot. So now we're going to walk through these horses. How do we separate these yearlings to be the one we want to go to that next level, which is right across the street at the racetrack on that? So, when you got all these great horses here, how do we separate them? What would be the key That's a question for Randy, too,
Man,
because
that's-
this is something we have to do, and we pinhook them. So now we don't really look for wholesale price anymore in pinhooking. Randy and I play at a level that there is no wholesale. We try to buy the horse and that we think can perform the right way to make a profit on and become a racehorse. So we know when we come to Saratoga, we
I'm
can't
excited
do
to hear him talking like that since Monday's going to be here soon.
that. I better get my credit limit lifted, huh?
Get his credit card out, yeah.
Yeah.
But well, you know what I'm saying here. So now how are we going to separate which one is it that we're going to do? Is it going to be the pedigree or the physical?
I think it's got to match both. It's got to match. You know, you got to have.
Well, you know
both.
what happens when you have both? It becomes $2 million horse.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well,
So
maybe
I'm
that'll
not-
be one we're selling.
You know, and we're going to probably have to hope that maybe somebody misses this and we catch something else because to pinhook one from 2 million on, I'm not sure. We never did it. We may try it, but
Wow.
we haven't done that yet.
You know, there's going to be, you know, like Beholder's got a foal in here. I mean, there's some pedigrees in here that are just outstanding, you know. And those horses warrant, you know, bringing the money, you know, and the stallion's curling. I mean, I'm sure we would love to have that one to pinhook, but chances are we won't get that one. But you know, you got to be
should
there,
we?
you got to be there for every one, you know, and you can't ever think that you know, you can't afford this one or this one may bring too much or you got to be there for every horse that you think that could be the one. And if it happens and your gut feeling says we're giving 900 for it when we're standing there, we'll give 900 for it. But
You know who's going to get rich over this whole thing? The vets.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know, we pre-vet all these horses. We're going to get him on here next and see what his thoughts are on that because we're going to have to buy a lot of betting.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you ever decide that you're going to buy that horse and you don't care what the price is?
Yep.
yeah, I'm terrible at it.
You know who we
know?
did that with? We did that with four-wheel drive. We like
and
that horse
and
so
Donna
much.
Veloce the same.
We like those horses
Bub.
so much that we said we're going home with this horse, whatever it brings.
Yeah,
And,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I'm terrible. I'm worse than he is about it. Because when I land on one, it's like that's the horse that I'm going home with, and I'm gonna like Chris. I'm gonna try everything I can do to get that horse in my barn.
And you know, both of those horses that we did that with in the same year were both Breeders' Cup horses. One won the Breeders' Cup, and one was second in the Breeders' Cup in the juvenile.
Wow.
We were 1-2 in the Breeders' Cup in the same year with those two horses that we were going to go home with whatever they brought.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
How did you make out on your
Oh, we
pinhooking?
made money. Yeah, we
You did?
did fantastic, and horses went off and raced with the expectations that we had when we were buying them. That's the great part. That's the good feeling is that we looked at him and we nicknamed him four-wheel drive. We actually never named him four-wheel drive. The owners named him four-wheel drive afterwards because we had nicknamed him that. Because when he walked out of that barn, every time he walked out, he was in four-wheel drive. All four of his legs just kept going. And so we nicknamed him that the day we saw him. Isn't that something? So it's gut feelings there that would, tell us whether or not we should, go for the gusto or, okay, we've had enough.
I got another question. How long is this podcast?
We're just having a good conversation, aren't we? Well, we can, I've asked some things, but if anybody has anything to say about, that, we just wanted to talk about pinhooking and, your view on what we do, if you think we're crazy or not, but
No, I think you guys are the best.
on that
Well,
end.
way on another level.
Well, it's knock wood. It's been good. Randy and I have been partners for 32 years, and we know Chris. How many years, Chris?
Jeez.
Gotta be 20.
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years, and we're still surviving.
I'll never forget the day we met Chris.
Yep. These
Yeah.
guys gave me my start.
Well, we said you're gonna be our guy. Your horse and your mares look so amazing.
All your horses
and-
look awesome. You do
Yeah.
such
You
an
guys gave
amazing
me
job.
Gave me a good start.
Yeah.
Got me hooked up with Holiday Runner.
Yeah, well, you take such amazing care.
Yeah. We left Chris's barn, and I was like, our horses have to go to this guy's place.
Yeah,
Chris, will you take our horses?
and they still do. Yeah. Now he doesn't want to take them from us. You know.
All right,
Why would you
guys.
say that?
Right.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up. We thank you for watching, and if you'd like to watch us again, look us up on HartleyDerenzo.com or come watch our podcast on, what is our YouTube channel? Leading the Way.